Are you ready? Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's topic meetup, New Spark, DeFi and Credit. I'm Catherine. I am the host of today's meetup, and I'm so glad to meet you guys here. Today was so honored to invite two heavyweights, Yuan Wang, Labs Group CEO and Bitmart Managing Partner, and Doku, DeCredit co-founder. They were together with us to share their views about DeFi and credit. Hey, so welcome you guys. And let's say hello to our audience, okay?
Okay, yep. Thanks for the question. Obviously, okay, before that, I have to explain that my involvement in DeCredit, it is a very, very special involvement for me, because not only I'm the first investor, I'm also invited to be an advisor, so I'm very, very honored. And plus, the relationship here is definitely much deeper because as Catherine has just introduced, right? I'm also a managing partner of Bitmart, and we are very happy, to have DeCredit to be on Bitmart's exchange in the I believe should be the next hour, and hopefully we have a very successful start, and much more than that, right? As everybody knows that Labs is a digitized real estate investment ecosystem. When you have a real estate investment, right, you need the financing and all this, to help encourage the liquidity of your investment. That's why we look at the whole thing, and we are very honored, Labs, to have a partner in DeCredit to help us, design what we call the decentralized collateralized lending solutions. Yeah. So everything will help, to make the entire industry much more healthier, because that would really encourage the power to leverage on your investments and also encourage the liquidity. Yeah. So back to Catherine's question. I believe that as everyone knows, right? DeFi had a very a great start. Very successful, and a lot of our projects have been going really well. And will DeFi loses heat and all this, right? I don't think so, because as we all know that finance is a very important component, in the whole blockchain space, right? And we keep coming up with much improved solution, better and better. And if DeFi is here to stay, of course I know that the current hype might be, GameFi and all this, right? And who knows, right? DeFi would come back much more stronger than before, because like what I said, finance is always very important, right? And finance is always about, lending and borrowing, how to allocate the best resources on certain area in order to, improve the use of fund, the return on the funds invested, how to make best of the allocation, right? Because smart money always know where to go, right? That's how economy can improve. And when it comes to lending and borrowing, that means the financing part, right? People want to have more leverage, and that's why debit and credit comes into play, right? If we could give people credit in say borrowing based on their credentials and all this, definitely it would really help the space, and next I'll leave to the expert, to share more insights on this. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful views. And how about you, Doku?
Oh, thank you for this question. Let me just share my point of view. So the year 2021 can be said as the year of DeFi, especially for the blockchain sector. DeFi applications and the platforms have ditched the traditional financial systems and paved the way for an all-new method of trading with cryptocurrencies. It almost dominated the discourse for much of the year, and in non-traditional financial institutions during COVID-19, notable development was witnessed. Just in February, the total volume logged crossed 1 billion. This is the dollar value for assets concluded in DeFi agreements and finished over 13 billion in the financial year. Trace back to past days, liquidity mining, blockchain gaming, Ethereum trading keep many traders engaged. It has been estimated that these DeFi trends will continue to witness the growth in 2021 as well as 2022. However, even though the sector has expanded considerably over the past years or so, there are still much work can be done for DeFi before it can compete with traditional financial systems. For example, credit adoption in DeFi world. In real world, credit is always linked to personal identities and the KYCs, but we all know it can't work in blockchain. How to make it mass adoption on blockchain and in crypto world, there would be a long journey to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice thoughts. Nerd a lot from your words. And here's
By the way,
okay.
yeah, by the way, sorry, but by the way, very good insights. But Doc, maybe you'd like to, just in case there are new people here, right? Maybe you can spend some time, introducing your background and also the team background, yeah, and maybe some quick updates, yeah.
Okay, so the team's upgrade, the background of the team is we have 3 years rich experience in credit area in global side, and we build our credit business over these 3 years. But in this year, in the beginning of this year, we have aware that the credit adoption in blockchain world and in a decentralized world will work greater than in centralized world. So we build this, so we start to build this project, DeCredit, where our aim is to link credit to DeFi, to blockchain world. And we will build many more credit oracles in the real world linking to blockchain. Thank you.
Sorry, it was a bit breaking up. I believe the question was, will decentralized be a better solution than centralized, right? Did I get it right?
I mean, the question is, some people in this field think that loans are better when they are decentralized. Do you agree with it? And why?
Oh, okay, yep. I think my view is such that in the future, right, all things will be, a hybrid. That means a mix of centralized system and also decentralized system. Yeah, I think they will coexist because look at it that way, right? As we know that our centralized system, centralized system always have the advantage of being super efficient and all this, but you compromise on certain things, right? Like the privacy issues or ultimately who controls the database and all this, right? So there's always the risk of losing your data because of some bad actors and all this, right? But when it comes to a decentralized system, right, it's always about the code. How safe are the codes, right?
Yeah.
Like what we said in blockchain, coding is law, right? As long as the codes are properly, coded, and utmost safety has been taken into consideration, right? And we have external party that are expert to look through the whole system, to take out all the what have you, the loopholes, the back doors. Yeah, then everything will be safe, right? And with decentralization, you can reach out to anybody in any parts of the world, right? Think
Yeah.
of it this way, right? According to some research, I believe that about 30 to 40% of the world population, they are unbanked, right? So it's very difficult for them to use a centralized system because they can't even have a bank account in the first place, right? So, but with a decentralized system, right? As long as you have, internet access, as long as you have a wallet set up on your phone, right? Then you're ready to go anytime. And that's about financial inclusion. Yeah. So like what I said, if all things are covered, safe, the risk will be very, very low. Yeah. So definitely, I believe that it will be a world of hybrid, a world of a mix between decentralization and centralization. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your wonderful views.
Yep.
And how about you, Dokyu?
Oh, okay. Yes, I totally agree with it. So I think that loans are better when they are decentralized. So nonetheless, as young as DeFi lending may be, there are many other platforms besides MakerDAO are offering decentralized loan services. For example, Compound, a decentralized market where you can lend your own stores of crypto in order to earn interest, and Dama, a peer-to-peer lending platform. Of course, DeCredit is also one of those lending platforms with credit features. Sorry. If you have used these platforms, you can know that in addition to greater accountability and transparency, decentralized finances will also bring the benefit of greater security for users and their funds. And the DeFi lending is more open to a wider market of customers than centralized alternatives. For instance, with a decentralized loan, you are able to customize the duration and the cost of the loan. And as long as you have crypto assets, you can immediately borrow cash that is delivered straight to your loan bank account. Last but not least, in many cases, the decentralized blockchain-based nature of DeFi lending systems allow every entity to offer their loan at a low cost, something that obviously makes obtaining those loans more affordable for a wider group of users. In addition, now in many areas in the world, there's no banking system, no traditional system. So maybe decentralized system would be their only choice. Compared to other lending products like a compound, we have advantages as following. First, we are the world first protocol to build on-chain and off-chain omni-channel lending scenario. And second, we are the first project to achieve regional level and global level credit oracles. And third, our team has deeply engaged in credit investigation market for many years and has rich industrial resources in credit investigation protocols, big data credit investigations, and data risk control. Moreover, with the support of credit, we can raise our pledge rate maximum up to 100%, compared others only 80. which means user could borrow more from our platform with less collateral. And we will also support multiple credit loan scenarios, credit notes, multiple chains, multiple blockchains, and credit oracles. These make DeCredit more convenient, widely used, and reliable so that to achieve a complete and competitive lending product and protocol in DeFi market. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard that part. The liquidation value could be, increased from 80% to 120%. I think this is certainly very, very interesting, right? Because I think not only the chain analyzes the credential, the credibility, in order to pass over the 100% mark. That means there will be a lot of leveraging and all this. Yeah, and also that also means your chain, your chain reputation is also very important in future. I think this is something very, very interesting and very, very encouraging. Yeah, and certainly very innovative.
Okay, DeFi is definitely the hottest topic in blockchain world, and is covering a wide range of areas from remain.
Oh, I think we are losing him. I think we have lost him. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe I can try to tackle that question. Yeah.
Credit.
Okay, he's back here. Sorry.
Okay now.
Okay, yeah, it's possible to make loans and credit available to a larger pool of people than ever before. While the interoperability of blockchains opens up the possibility for creating a spectrum of new lending protocols and services. DeFi might be a relatively new term, but its meaning is simple, referring to the use of blockchains, cryptocurrencies, and smart contracts in providing financial services to users and clients. And when it comes to loan and credit, there are numerous platforms, services, and companies that are harnessing decentralized ledger technology for the purpose of lending services such as MakerDAO, which lends its stablecoin DAI to users. As for another reason, there are so many decentralized credit lending protocols, but with limited risk control mechanism to provide a reliable lending service, and lots of untested projects will cause a certain hidden danger. Therefore, we presume the importance of credit, and we believe that with credit, the DeFi will become more legal and formal and get a better development. Thank you.
So like what I said, credit is obviously very important in the world of finance, right? And if you ask me, do I prefer debit or credit, right? Just think on this, right? Would you prefer a debit card or a credit card, right? So having credit definitely improve the whole liquidity and have more economic involvement. The use of money also becomes more frequent, right? Because every extra dollar you spend, there's a propensity of spending, right? That means $1 could become circulated 4 to 5 in the economy, right? So not only facilitate trade and all this, you also make the whole transactions easier and allow individuals, not only institutions, to achieve what we call financial leveraging, right? As we know, borrowing is definitely not a bad word, okay? Despite that, some of us might learn from all your schoolworks that you should try to save as much as possible and try not to borrow. But look at it this way: all the rich people in the world, they borrow. And why do they borrow? They borrow to achieve better returns of their money through financial leveraging. And all we know is real estate, one of the biggest assets in the world, right? Worth over multi trillion dollars, right? But not everybody can afford, right, to invest in the real estate, right? And even if you can afford, like what I said, you would like to borrow to achieve financial leveraging. And that's why we always believe that in the world of real estate investment, we need to have, collateralized lending in order to allow people to achieve financial leveraging and get better returns, right? So we look at all the partners that could help us to implement that. And why do we need partners? Okay, obviously, for those that are don't know well about labs, basically labs, like what I said, is a digitized real estate ecosystem. And being an ecosystem means that not only we have our crowdfunding platform, which has been ready, and just we're just preparing for the projects to be on the platform, and that should happen, in early November. And we have identified a few projects already. In fact, I just returned from Singapore. I was there to conclude some real estate deals. So certainly very encouraging, right? I know some of our supporters keep asking questions on Telegram and all this, but I do apologize here, given the chance, that I can't reply each of you. Otherwise, I have no time for other things, right? It's better for me to spend my time looking for partnerships, right? And that's why I came across, DeCredit. I know the founder, and I look at the team, I look at the concepts, I look at the solution, right? I know that they have a lot of things ready, and they have under their belt quite a few years of experience in this industry, but in the traditional world, right? Because I myself came from the traditional world and moving all those concepts onto the blockchain world. So they are doing the same thing. And I believe that there will be a huge potential in this once they achieve all those core milestones, right? So I'm always ready to grow together with DeCredit, So when we have our projects on, and we are allowing our supporters to invest with a minimum of 100 USDT, we have heard the feedback from our community, so minimum 100 USDT and maximum you can actually invest in quite a fair bit. And if you want to leverage on all those real estate projects that you have invested in, you could do what we are discussing here, right? Collateralize our lending, maybe even with credit, right? So that means not with just 100, instead of investing in just one project, you could invest in multiple, right? And thereby your returns will be much higher than otherwise. Yeah. And we all know that, real estate investment, we all know that all the tycoons, especially in Hong Kong, they are all involved in property, right? And they are all involved in borrowing to achieve financial leveraging. So that's why we have to have a very good attitude towards this. And that's why I believe that this is such an important strategic partnership for labs, And if DeCredit could do well, labs would do well, So I look forward to that. Thank you. Yep. So as I mentioned, we are ecosystem. We have our crowdfunding platform, and we are working on the exchange. Hopefully, obviously that's a very, very big ambition, but we are definitely working towards that, and we are working on building a few very important relationships with and partnership with real estate developers. It's never easy, but we are getting there. So with all this crowdfunding platform and hopefully an exchange, and we also building the what we have the NFT marketplace. We are testing out because for those who know us very well, we did not have a very successful launch on the NFT. It's also because of most of the NFT marketplaces out there are not suitable for real estate, right? So that's why we are building our own, right? And as we said, those people who have read our deck right from the first day, or our white paper, we always mention that collateralized lending platform is very important for us, because we always believe that real estate investment should be for everyday people, and to make it worthwhile, they should be able to achieve financial leveraging. And that's why DeCredit and Labs, right? If we work on the perfect collateralized lending solution together, both of us will benefit from this massively. And that's why it is a very important part of our Labs ecosystem. From me first?
Yeah.
Okay, so like what I said, I always, or I shouldn't use the word I. We Labs always see, DeCredit as a very important strategic partner, right?
Yeah.
And in blockchain, we all know that a lot of projects are very iffy, very vague, or some are even, quite empty. But we know that DeCredit is a very solid project, okay, already with traction and already have a very huge following. So we know that in 25 minutes later, they would formally launch on BIMA Exchange. So everybody keep a lookout for it. Make sure you don't miss a good project, And like what I said, Labs, we look forward to growing together with DeCredit. Thank you.
Great. And Doku, is there anything you want to say to our audiences?
Thank you, Yuan, and thank you, everybody. As I mentioned at the beginning, credit on blockchain in crypto world is not easy work, but I believe its future is very promising. So we will build credit adoption in DeFi area, and we will build more scenarios like NFT marketings and other scenarios in the future. And we will expand our credit oracles regionally and globally. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, appreciate it. And that's all for today. See you.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye, guys.
See you. Bye.